Hi there guys, Jacob here with Mystery Arts Inc. coming to you again with another in-depth product review. If you enjoy reviews such as this one, I do advise you go down and subscribe down below. I know 60 to 70% of you watching this are not subscribed. If you haven't already, go down and subscribe, hit that bell, stay in the loop, and you'll get more amazing reviews such as this one for rare, unusual, and expensive products. So today, obviously, you know what we're covering based on the title above. We are going to be covering a review of this guy here, a very controversial manuscript that's come out, Breached / Compromised by Ryan Tricks, the YouTube TV mentalism magic sensation himself. What you're going to find essentially in this volume is a few killer pro level tricks, some of which some of you are not going to even pay any attention to this and you're going to be like, fuck, I hate it. Some of you have already felt like you've been ripped off in some way by it, which I don't fully see. In my opinion, it's a stunning effect and it frickin' works. But that being said, I'm going to get in here and go into my thoughts on each one of the effects, and we're going to get into that right now. Okay, so let's get into this guy real quick. Essentially, first off, why is this so damn controversial? Why is the cafe all afire with this? You know, it just affects the borrowed iPhone. It doesn't have to be an X like I'm holding here. It can be a 6, it can be a Samsung. There's multiple methods taught in this. Essentially, breached, compromised, and the bonus effect not listed, Call Me, which was a great surprise. Thanks, Ryan. I know you're seeing this, so thank you for that. Are a series of just really clever, off-the-wall, wild effects. They border on illegal in a way, because the things that you find out you can do with an iPhone in this is really unnerving. Luckily, I'm a tech guy. I'm used to seeing this stuff. Some of my friends are hackers, and I'm just kind of used to at this point that you can do anything with technology and that nothing surprises me anymore for the most part. This did a little bit though, I'm not gonna lie. Nothing may surprise me, but this did a little bit. The effect basically for Breached is very simple. You have somebody pick someone at freedom out of their contacts. They send them a message with a picture, a word, a phrase, a name, whatever you want it to be, and goes across legitimately to that person, and then you're able to tell them what person they ended up sending the message to, their name, first and last, more often than not, as well as what it is they actually sent them. It's really, really wild, and it's a crazy, crazy method. Some of you might have heard some of the controversy because it's saying it uses WhatsApp and all that. You don't need WhatsApp for this. That's just the most direct, simple version. That being said, the version that uses the native Messenger app for iPhone, as well as the one that uses, well, there's two versions that use native Messenger app in iPhone. One also translates across to the Samsungs. All work perfectly. Just the main version for iPhone Messenger that's exclusive to iPhone Messenger, as well as the WhatsApp version, is just the cleanest, most killer version of it in general, and looks just the most phenomenal, but it's also the most controversial of all of them. The other method does involve a little bit something extra, a little bit more work on your part, but nothing more than you probably have done in the past anyway if you're familiar with iPhone effects and things such as that. So, all this being said, it's very controversial, the method. It's nutty. I can't go into it, obviously. It's a $150 book. I paid for my copy. I didn't get this sent to me. This is my copy. I paid for it. You might think I have a lot of money or something. I do not. I just am very blessed with being able to be financial savvy and use what little I make to maximize my purchases. So, very controversial in here. The second effect, Compromised, I feel is equally as controversial, if not more. It's a way to essentially have your spectator make up a passcode, and you're able to tell them what it is. You can tell them what they changed their mind from with an added subtlety in there. There's a lot of added subtleties and extra things in here too. Some of it border on magic-y kind of stuff. I should mention this for Breached. So I'm talking about, first off, Breached. There's other things where you can have psychic messages sent, like, for example, the, you have them focus on sending a message to somebody and you know, they look down and somehow their phone is sent it. You could use that as a pseudo-hypnotic effect if you want to, if you don't want it to feel so magic-y. But Ryan's not exclusively a mentalist. He does magic as well, so I think that kind of translates over a little bit in this book as well. You know, back to Compromised and its controversial nature. You're essentially able to do in Compromised something nutty. You can use it to literally reveal real passwords that these people think of, and it's nuts. You're going to get a little bit of methodology in here as well from Peter Turner. There is a phone unlock discussed in here, which is pretty cool as well. But it's just kind of a very controversial thing because you can literally use this for nefarious means if you want to. I hope it's set at a price point high enough, as well as exclusivity enough, and our community is just good enough natured in particular to not have people use it in a nefarious means, but you can totally do it, honestly. And it's kind of scary to think that things like this exist, and thank God that Ryan figured this out and not other people that we know of. So Compromised and Breach are both extremely powerful effects. People will scream. Turner will vouch for this. He's seen him do it. He's consulting right now, I believe, on his television program. You know, Ryan's out of this world how good he is. If this is the caliber of stuff Ryan comes up with, I want to see more from Ryan because, my God, hats off to you, my friend. You've created some really special, unique, controversial, and direct methods in this. Did I mention you can do Breached over the phone as well? Yeah. Not like the first time you meet the person, not the first time you talk to them over the phone, but you can do it over the phone with them as well once you layer on what you need to. It's kind of scary, honestly. So, other things in here, the last effect is called Call Me, and it's pretty standard, honestly. It's not standard, I mean, it's not controversial per se. I know a lot of people have tried to do this. I think Phantom was the effect by Art Vanderlei that first kind of had this premise to it, where, you know, somebody thinks of somebody, they think of their name, you're able to reveal it, and then they imagine the person, or they will the person in their mind to call them, and then suddenly their phone goes off and mysteriously the person is calling them, and it pops up on their actual caller ID as this is this person calling them right now. Now, in Art's case, there was a special thing involved. It had to have usually a extra helper, but it also had the benefit of it being like a disembodied voice talking to them and everything. But I don't think that's the way to go. You said you hypnotize the person telepathically from a distance. I don't think that's needed, really. You don't need to talk to the person on the other end. You can't really do that with this. It's a one-man version, which I think is cool. You can use multiple people, but just like the filming and everything else I do, usually I'm working alone, sadly. So if I'm going to perform Call Me, which I really want to do, then I'm going to have to do it on my own and do a one-man version of it, which you can easily do with it, which I think is great. So we've gone over all the pros and some of the kind of controversial bits in this. Let's go over the cons real quick. First off, this is $150. Ryan, only thing I have that kind of irks me is this should have had covers done on it. I talked to Fraser, he would have done it. You should have had Fraser do the cover for this. It would have been so much nicer. The book itself, there's quite a noticeable amount of spelling errors and things in this. And that's just because I read so many books. An average consumer wouldn't really notice. And the production quality of the book itself is pretty bad. Like, I'm going to have to put this thing up really high away from anything that could possibly get it wet, whatever. Because once this gets wet and ruined, it's $150 gone with no backup, no way to get it back. So if I had to complain about anything, the effects are stunning. When I first read the book, I would have put more in the beginning of the book, because you did say it is not app dependent, but you didn't really say it clear enough. So when I first read the first few chapters and it said WhatsApp, I almost threw this book across the room, messaged you all angrily, and then I read more and I went, oh, thank God. So I would just clarify that more, honestly, if you ever put anything out like this in the future. If it's something that's kind of a method that sounds too niche-y, because we don't have WhatsApp here in the States, really. I use it because I talk to people like Pete, Fraser, Kennedy, all those guys on it, and I keep track of all my friends in the UK with it. If you're in the UK and you're, know me personally, and you go on WhatsApp, say hi. I'm on there. Let me know. I'd love to add you on there and text you and see how you're doing. It's hard for me to keep track of people just through Messenger because I get pelted with so many messages on there. So WhatsApp's easier. But I would just increase the production value and stated a little better that this is not just going to be for WhatsApp. people got pissed about that. I think if people just read that first part and then just threw this thing away, and I think that's half of the battle in the cafe. Very controversial methods too, though, I think for sure is what I said. Because I was at the Apple store today. I broke my iPhone 10 and had to get I just went in to get the screen replaced. It was like $280 for that. But it was so badly damaged that when they took the screen off, it ruined the phone. So they gave me a new iPhone 10. So I have a brand new out-of-box iPhone 10 right now here at my house, or here that I just had earlier in the video. That's brand new because I cracked the screen of the old one. And I was talking to the Apple guy about, this is what this is. I'm not going to try and bore you with this, but this guy's found a way to do X, to clone a phone. And an Apple technician, the guy that fixed my phone today, or tried to fix my phone today, and all that, he went, no way. You can do that? What? How? I'm going to play around with that and see if I can figure out, wow, that's just absolutely incredible. It's that level of like controversial, crazy, like holy shit, you can do this. And it's strange, like really the method's pretty much just as cool as the effect itself, even though the effect itself disappears like pure magic. So this is not gonna be for everybody. It's $150, it's expensive. I'm not gonna lie, the production quality of the booklet itself, it's low, but the effects are worth every penny. Basically, you're paying $50 per effect, which I would gladly have done with this. There's nothing app dependent. If you're on a Samsung, there are variations covered in this of how to do that with Android and Samsung phones. The only thing you're going to run into if you have someone with a swipe reader, which we all know is hard to do already. I know that, oh my lord, I think it is Seamus McGuire has a few a few Android unlocks, and one of them does the swipe thing. I could never, I think I just took a quick glance at it, but it's totally worth checking out. Seamus has his own site. I believe it's the MindJester. Ducio.uk, I believe is the site. I'll link it down below. It'll make things super easy. But check this out. This is nutty. I don't know if it's even still available. It's a really limited release. But holy crap, this is so controversial and crazy. I like it. I love it. I just hate the production values, my only gripe. I think the other stuff of why it's so controversial is what makes it so good, because holy fuck, who knew you could do this with a iPhone, with anything? So, that being said, thanks again for tuning in. If you haven't already, which I know about 60 to 70% of you have not, go down below and subscribe, hit the bell. It'll tell you when we have more reviews like this. How many reviews are you seeing of this product on video? How many of you wanted to at least see what the product looks like and learn something new from this video? If you did, comment down below. If you have further questions, comment down below. If it doesn't involve telling you how the secret works, I'm happy to answer you. But you must subscribe below. If you're not subscribed, I will refuse to answer your questions. So, that being said, see you all again next time. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Mystery Arts Inc. I apologize, I noticed halfway through my lighting back here, battery died, but there's only so much you can do. That being said, I look forward to seeing you guys next time, and thanks again for watching. Make sure you check out Breached/Compromised by the amazing Ryan Tricks.